Well, I did something a bit crazy this morning. We've started a second channel, and look, if my life wasn't hectic enough before, I'm just going to make it that little bit harder. There's a really good reason we've done that, and it's for you guys out there. Look, we know we've sort of deviated from a travel channel and started really doing quite a lot of builds. Look, I really enjoy working in the shed and tinkering, so it is a bit of a passion of mine, and it's not fair to dilute the channel so much. When we got back from our 4-month trip, I know we just got stuck into this Land Cruiser behind me, which I secretly... I think it's nearly the love of my life. Don't tell me. No, that's a joke. But I think any guy out there that has had an obsession with a car will understand what I mean. Like, it really does. It takes up a lot of my time. It takes up a lot of my time with the channel. And that's what I'm trying to get at here, guys. So we're going to split it into two. We're going to have Sts Garage, which means I can unashamedly do whatever I want on that channel as far as any builds, tinkering in the shed, just making something that hasn't even got anything to do with cars on this channel. And I won't dilute and offend my audience or you guys out there. See a video pop up from Smart Touring Systems and go, beauty, let's watch, a nice travel video, which we're very proud of, and Megan does a beautiful job on the editing. We're trying to make something there that is truly entertaining and lovely to watch, and not dilute that with this build channel. So first video on Sts Garage is my garage, or in Australia we call them sheds. So I'm going to show you and give you a tour of my shed. And look, it really is just a basic shed with some very basic tools. And what we're going to endeavour to do is build things and do things in here, which I have done for years and years and years. Do things in here that, you probably wouldn't have a go at with such basic tools. I like just having a go. I'd rather, wreck something because I've had a go at it than take it to someone and pay them. Sometimes they wreck it as well. So look, let's not be scared. Let's build things that you shouldn't build with basic tools. And I'm going to do it very unashamedly now that I have a dedicated channel being Sts Garage. Let's take a look at the shed. Righto, I am doing this as is. The shed does need to clean. We're halfway through a bit of a mini project on Lance at the moment. So just to clarify, all the Lance episodes will be going onto this channel. I am going to leave them on my Smart Touring Systems channel for a little while, and we'll eventually convert over. We will put all the updates for both channels on our Facebook page. So, I'm hoping there's some guys out there that watch both channels. Look, I think the build stuff, especially with Lance, is still quite relevant to Smart Touring Systems, being that once we finish Lance, we will get him out there and do some travel stuff. So there will be a lot of crossovers, but then this channel will just be purely about making things as well. So look, I really want to clarify a few things. Like, we do make the quick fit bracket and the quick fit solar clip, and a lot of it is outsourced locally in Australia, and then some of it we do in the shed, very minor things, most of that being packaging. But a lot of the magic is behind in these cupboards that you've been watching me in front of for quite a while now. A lot of the stock gets stored in here. So we've got some solar clips, and then we've got some quick fit brackets, some ladder rack brackets, and heaps of prototyping down on the floor. Look, it is a very creative space, so it gets very messy at times. I'm pretty anal with my shed about keeping it clean in general. At the moment, there's a fair bit happening. So a lot of the quick fit brackets magic has happened in this corner, and this has been going on for over 6 years now, I think. We're really proud of that. We really created a product that wasn't in the market before. That's pretty much this is the creative corner, really. This is where all the magic happens. We've got the welding table here, which I then put a board on top of, and it turns into a desk to do some orders and stuff like that. It's not a massive shed, but we make a lot happen in this small space. So we'll just have a look at the welding trolley, because, man, a lot's happened over the years out of this little welding trolley. I found this in an old barn. We put some wheels on it. We've got the Unimig 190 under here. This is a Pro Series welder. I have spoken about it in previous videos. If you don't have a decent welder in the shed, go and get yourself one. You will use it for the rest of your life. Well worth it. So that's the old welding trolley. Man, it does some work for us. Yeah, be lost without a good welding trolley, that's for damn sure. So we'll keep moving down. Most of this stuff obviously is all set up by myself. I'm a carpenter by trade, so there's some kickbacks with that you can do things yourself. The downside is everyone else wants you to do stuff for them too, so you find yourself busy, but it's good to help people out when you can. You know, nuts and bolts for all the brackets. I do need to get a heap more at the moment. I'm down. Look, stuff like this gets me excited, believe it or not. This is from Megan's pop, and he was a legend of a dude. When he passed, they said, does anyone want all these nuts and bolts that are all sorted into jars? I'm like, of course I do. Like, how handy is that? You always need that one nut and bolt. It's all there, and it was already sorted into jars. It wasn't just in a big pile. So some things like that, yeah, definitely worth keeping. I'm not a hoarder, but you don't throw everything away. We got a heap of parts down here for Lance. All 4x4 spares are massive sponsors of mine, and I really appreciate them coming on board for that project because they've saved me a fortune and made the project so much faster. This is my massive tool chest. This is it. This is what we're building the car with. This is probably one of the most embarrassing parts of my shed. I've always been going to buy a really decent, semi-professional, pretty professional tool set, and look, I just haven't. Half the sockets in there are probably worn out because I've been using them with an impact driver. I do have a lot of good battery tools. Being a carpenter, I've got about every battery tool you can imagine, but as far as mechanical tools go, that's it. Very basic. It does kind of make sense to just go and buy the specific tools you need rather than buy a full chest sometimes and have tools in there you don't use. So that has kind of worked, but yeah, it's not great, to be honest. A decent bench grinder, that's 100% a must. The old multi-tool, big fan of those. And I've only recently just purchased a wire wheel. And if you've been watching, you know how much I love using a freaking wire wheel. And now I've got a different one. A new addition is just to have it bolted down. One of the episodes I was doing lands and I was wire wheeling something and it caught and it went down and underneath the bench. And another point is it probably shouldn't be on a bench. It should be on a pedestal because it caught, went down underneath the wire wheel, and all I had it in was with a couple of big timber screws into the bench. It grabbed, flicked, jumped towards me, pulled the cord out and dropped on the floor. So I really should have shown that in the episode because it scared the shit out of me. And I did learn from it. It's bolted down, but I need to get it on a pedestal so there's nothing that can catch on the bench underneath. So a little bit of safety there. The old Ryobi drill press, mate. I have done so much work with this thing. So much work. Thousands and thousands and thousands of holes. Like one of the things we do with our quick fit brackets is we personally drill the hole in the 10mm stainless steel pins that hold the bracket on the vehicle. So there's a 1/8 hole in each end of those bits of 10mm stainless steel. This old girl has done every one of those. Down the back here, we've got all my chainsaws. Everyone's got to have at least 4 chainsaws. Is that right? Or well, that's what I told my wife anyway, and she kind of believed me. But yeah, so we've got a couple of dead ones there. We've got a couple of good ones. The rest of the corner is some, surplus tools for carpentry, fixings and whatnot. We won't talk about that too much. I start to get a bit shaky and weird. We have a little bit of a graveyard here for the motorbikes. I used to have a really good motorbike. I rode motorbikes for most of my adult life. Never had them as a kid. So it was one of those things. I got to about the age of 21 and then I just rode them flat out for the last 10, 15 years. So I recently just haven't had one for quite a while. I'll get to that in a minute. We do have a new dirt scooter in the shed, but it's kind of an old man's bike. The kids' motorbikes, yeah, they kind of use them. This is my office. So we have a 3-bedroom house. We have 2 kids. I got the short straw. I'm in the shed. Look, it doesn't bother me. This has worked quite well for me. I'm running 2 or 3 small businesses out of this corner now, and look, it's all you need. You make do with what you got, and that's definitely worked for us. I got music. I got beer. I got somewhere to sit and have a brew when you have mates around. We also film the Let's Talk series in here. I'm going to get into a few more of those as well. So, and those sort of series, I think I'll keep on our main channel, Smart Steering Systems. So, look, we're going to try and make it as clear as can be of what style videos go onto each channel, just to make it easier for you guys to find what you need. Across the back, behind the Land Cruiser, we just have some racking for some more carpentry equipment. Yeah, so the more I can do this, the less carpentry stuff will be in the shed. I can give you the hot tip. The vehicles, we got a 79 series Land Cruiser. I've spoken extensively about that. We've got a lot of videos out on about that. I do have another vehicle on order. There's a little Easter egg for you. And I don't know whether I'm going to follow through with it yet. We'll see. I've got another one, a new vehicle on order, but I've got my eye on quite an older vehicle, not as old as Lance. I've got a few options. Once Lance is finished, I don't want that to be the end of the build series, of course. So I've got a few options up my sleeve of which way we're going to go with that. So speaking of Lance, he's behind me. I don't want to show him too much because I am going to put all the Lance episodes on this channel. For you guys that have seen them, thank you for watching. If you haven't, I'm going to upload them at a reasonably steady rate, maybe a couple a week, get it up to speed, and then all the new ones from then on in will go just on the Sts Garage channel, okay? So, yeah, I don't want to show you too much. I've done a fair bit on him this week. It's been quite a good week for Lance. So, as I was saying before, I've always had motorbikes for my adult life, and I'm back. We've got the big DRZ 400. There's going to be a few travel videos with the Smart Touring Systems channel, hopefully down the track when I can get a bit of time. It's hectic doing what we're doing at the moment. We're still between our everyday job and just trying to get this to be a standalone business. It's a lot of work, but we're having a ball doing it. So the big DRZ 400 will be part of it. That's for damn sure. Righto, so moving out into the awning. So there's an awning all the way down the outside of the shed. It is 16 meters long by 3.5 or 4 meters wide. This was already here. When we bought the titanium caravan, it was actually 200mm too low, so I ripped it down, had to go above the roof of the shed and over to make it high enough. We had the van for 12 months, we sold it, and now I've got a pop top. that is just Murphy's Law. Like, you just never know what's going to happen in life. Like, things just fell into place. It made sense for us to sell it, and look, we couldn't be happier with the Conqueror. Not to say we didn't love the titanium, because we did. It was a fantastic van, but look, at this time in our life, this thing suits us, and we're stoked to be working with these guys. They have been fantastic, listening to all our feedback. And we're going to have a few videos coming out on Smart Touring Systems channel. Obviously some videos doing some trips in it, but we're going to do a proper review on it soon. Look, it's one of those things we're helping do R&D on it, and look, I can't say enough how much these guys are listening to what we've got to say, which excites me more than anything. So stoked with that, really loving the size of it, and it's just a part of, you know, our Smart Touring Systems channel. It's a part of the build channel as well. We're going to be doing a few things with that. Behind the UE 314, we've got Lefroy, our little tinny. We've just done a few trips with that. Look, it's been fantastic. We've always wanted a boat, a roof topper, and look, to be honest, I think once we do it and have it and use it for 12 months, we go, okay, it's good, but you know, it's not a game changer. Like, everyone goes, oh, I wish I had a boat, I wish I had a boat. It's fantastic as a toy, but don't think you're missing out by not having a boat. Like, there'll be a few times on some trips that you go, oh, that would be great, but it is very hard to get the right conditions and the right places to warrant all the things you got to take a boat with. So look, that's a bit negative, but it was the right price for me, and it's one of those ones that I'm happy for it to sit here and not get used a great deal because I didn't pump heaps of money into it. But yeah, Lefroy it is a valued member of the team, that's for sure. Right, at the back of the shed, a lot of all the dirty work happens. I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours wire wheeling. Yeah, everyone knows how much I love wire wheeling if you have watched our other channel. This is very handy out here, actually. This awning above me was part of the one that used to go down the side of the shed that I had to then, you know, rip down to make higher for the van that we now don't have. So yeah, this little space out the back here is hidden from view from the house, so it's handy just to make a mess down here. We've got the tray back here for Lance. That's not that far off. And another little Easter egg here. These lumps of, these half rounds of bloodwood, I think will make some nice tray sides ripped down with a chainsaw. So we're going to get a bit of carpentry in onto the Lance project, I think. I think that'll look really good. So righto guys, that's a tour of the shed and a real introduction to what we're going to be all about. To celebrate that, we've gone away from the Tourer cap, we're going to a more trucker style cap. This one's going to be the Worker. So there's 3 different colours. We've got a grey with white, one for the ladies I'm thinking, and a grey with black, just because I like the look of grey and black. To celebrate, we're going to give 3 of these hats away randomly. As long as you've liked, subscribed, you are in the running. Love supporting you guys that support me. So that's it, guys. It seemed fitting to show you guys around the garage, or the shed if you like to call it, to celebrate STS Garage, our second channel for smart touring systems. Look, we really appreciate everyone that supported us so far. Please subscribe if you want to watch some build series and me doing some stuff in the garage and doing it as a novice. I think that's important. We really want to inspire you guys to have a go. Really want to thank our sponsors, all 4x4 Spares. Without those guys, it'd be very hard to afford to do everything that we can do. The amount of time that goes into making this YouTube channel is insane, but we are loving it. DCS batteries, quality lithium batteries. Bisley, everyone knows how I love a good quality Bisley shirt. Course Conqueror, they've allowed us to test that UEV 14 and be part of the journey developing that. So mate, that's so exciting for us. That's what we're all about here. And I'm forgetting one. Oh, of course, the wheel deal, mate. They have just come to the party. The wheels and tyres on Lance look absolutely friggin' amazing, delivered straight to your door. So can't ask enough for that. We do have a discount code for those guys down below in the comments, 5%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but on a set of wheels and tyres, it can be hundreds of dollars. So everyone that's been watching, all our sponsors, thanks again. Without you guys, none of this would be possible, and we're excited to fire up STS Garage. Stay tuned.